now available for pre-order on Kindle. Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Pre-order your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace on Kindle today. One of my viewers wanted me to discuss the topic of black women continuing to wear these bonnets and these house shoes and these pajama pants when they're out in the street. Now, he had seen some more of these black women out here dressed up in these hair bonnets, these house shoes, and these pajama pants, and he was deeply disappointed at seeing black women taking such poor effort as related to their appearance. Now, I have gone in depth defending Academy Award-winning actress Monique when she called out this raggedy behavior by a growing population of black women. And I defended Monique in a video, and I also did an entire live stream regarding this subject, and it deeply saddens me to see that black women are continuing to participate in this kind of behavior because it really shows how little they care about their appearance. Because a woman who goes out here wearing a hair bonnet and some pajama pants and house shoes to go about everyday business, she is sending a message to the world that she does not love herself, she does not like herself, and she does not care about anything regarding herself. And if she's out here wearing house shoes, pajama pants, and a hair bonnet and looking all sloppy like this, we can only wonder what her apartment looks like when she's indoors. I mean, her apartment must look 10 times more raggedy than she is right now, because if she's not taking any effort to care about her appearance, then she's not taking any sort of effort to keep her home in any sort of shape. So this is the kind of message that your black women are sending out here to many of the brothers and many of the people all over the world when they go out here looking like this. And this is why I can go out here and agree with Monique back when she said that black women need to do better, because this is just not acceptable. And what's really sad is that we continue to see black women continuing to behave in such a fashion even after getting called out by Monique just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, she called out black women regarding this behavior, yet we still continue to see it on the streets. Now, I have even started to now even see some Hispanic women now starting to go out here with the hairnets and the bonnets. And again, this is just not a good look. And it just again sends a really bad message to everyone when you're out here looking like this. It just sends a message to everybody that we don't need to even care about you because you don't care about yourself. And the sad part is everybody out here can do better, because like Monique said in her video, if you can go down to the airport like this and you have money for airfare to get on a plane, and you have money to go out here and go shopping at these places like Walmart and places like that, then you have enough money to go out here and do something regarding your appearance. I mean, even when I go to places like a Target or even a local supermarket, I try to make an effort to look my very best. I will go out here and take a shower. I will go out here, comb my hair and shave, and I will go out here and put on some decent clothes because I want to look presentable for myself, and I want to put together an image of myself that shows that I respect who I am. And that's what many black men who care about black women want to see our sisters going out here doing. We want to see the sisters going out here looking their best, because you are a reflection of us. And if you are a reflection of us, we want to see positivity reflected back at the world. Because when you're out here and you're wearing a hair bonnet, it says that I don't care enough about myself to do my own hair. And when you're out here in pajama pants and house shoes It basically says, I don't care enough about myself to even get dressed. And the only people who usually dress like this are people usually who have had a breakup in a relationship, or people who are having serious mental health issues. Normal people who are basically okay and like themselves, they're not going out in the street wearing pajama pants and going out here wearing house shoes, because they have a standard for themselves. But what's really happening over the last couple of, I don't know, the year or so, is something has happened to black women to the point where they have practically let their standards fall to an all-time low, because in order for somebody to go down to this standard, either there has to be some sort of mental health issue, or this person is practically given up on life altogether. In any way, shape, or form, it's just a bad look on black women, and it's not something that really any black man who cares about women wants to continue see going on as a trend, because I don't want to see black women out here looking raggedy going down the street in hair bonnets. I don't want to see them wearing pajama pants, and I don't want to see them wearing house shoes, because that's really a sloppy look. It's really makes me shake my head, because it's not something I want to see, and it's not something any black woman who loves herself really wants to see, because it's just not a good look overall. And it's sad to see this continuing to go on. And I understand where this viewer is coming from, because it is a very, very troubling thing to continue to see this trend. And what's even more troubling to me is how some people, like these beta male simps out here, try to make excuses for these women. And what's even more troubling is how some of these effeminized guys from these single mother households will sit there and, as they're excusing them, try to go out here and put the bonnets on, like they did on social media a couple of weeks ago, trying to say that this is okay. But any sort of man who is in a leadership role, he's going to say, look, this does not meet my standard, and if I'm going to go out here and have this woman in my life, she cannot be out here looking like this. And he's going to insist that women start stepping up their behavior, and that it starts coming up to a standard, because he's not going to want to go out here and have some woman in a bonnet and some pajama pants and house shoes out here at his side, because that says that he's not taking care of business, he's not leading his house, and that he's not caring for or providing for his woman. Because if his woman is out here looking bad like this, this looks bad on him. It says that he's basically a bum. But the only type of guys who make excuses for this type of behavior are bum guys like Pookies and Ray Rays and Simps, who want to put the bonnet over the woman's head because they only care about her from the waist down and not the neck up. But those of us who care about black women from the neck up and see that there is something wrong here, there's something wrong here when this is the trend and nobody's really, again, calling it out. And then when people like Monique call it out, you have a group of women and a group of beta male simps out here trying to cancel those men and women who are trying to keep the black community up at a higher standard and trying to get the women to go up to a higher standard. Because according to the old African proverb, it states that a race can rise no higher than the moral position of its women, and as the woman goes, so goes the race. And if your black woman is out here wearing a bonnet and some pajama pants and some house shoes and is living in a dirty apartment, what direction is your race going to go? That's the critical question I want to ask all of those beta male simps out here who are looking to get some easy draws from a woman who possibly has extremely low self-esteem. And that's the question I want to ask them, because what direction are you going in when your woman is out here looking raggedy? What type of message is she sending to her children when she dresses like this? Is she telling them to do their best? And is she telling them to go out here and be their best? Because a woman who is out here looking raggedy is teaching her children that they don't need to step up their game. They don't really need to try. and that they don't really matter in any way, shape, or form, because when you're out here wearing a hair bonnet and you're wearing pajama pants and house shoes, you are sending a message to your children that they don't need to care about anything because you don't care about anything. Because the reason why you go out here and you put on your very best is because you want your children to be the best. And that's how you set a direction for your children, and that's how you set a direction for our community. But when you see women out here in places like the Walmart or walking down the street or at the airport who have the income and the resources, because your black woman is the most educated woman in the world and has plenty of good jobs. When you see a woman with good money and good jobs looking raggedy like this, it sends a message to the next generation that they don't really need to care about themselves and they don't really need to go out here and strive to be better. And that's why so many people like myself are calling this out, because this really sets a bad precedent and a bad example for the black race overall when you continue to see black women out here wearing hair bonnets. And what's even sadder is we don't have many out here calling it out, like Academy Award winning actress Monique, or many of the black men of character out here like myself. Many of the people out here, they're not calling it out and saying we need to raise our standards as a people, and we need to do better than going out here looking like we are coming fresh out of bed. We need to come out here looking like we're ready to compete and ready to take care of business, because we can do better than this. And it's really, again, a bad example of the most educated woman in the world continuing to go out here and look raggedy, even though she has all of these degrees, all of these good jobs. She has all of the resources to make herself look and be her best, but instead she wants to continue going out here looking her worst. And that's, again, a really terrible look on black women overall. So I am, again, deeply disappointed to hear that this is continuing to go on. And I really will continue to speak out on this subject, because it's just not something that really makes us look good. And it's just something that really peeves me to see continuing to go on in the black community. Now, if you want to request a video and I know something about the subject, you can donate to the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction featuring positive images of black women, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, or the Thetas, A Recipe for Success, or the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The goddess next door takes on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess, featuring a bonus pin-up and the other 2 books in the Cyber Goddess Saga at online bookstores everywhere today.